It's an exciting time to be a first-person shooter fan. Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare are all set to release within a few weeks of each other. Battlefield 1 is the first out the gate. Does it roll over the trenches like a Mark V tank or stumble around in the mustard gas? Battlefield 1 is the latest entry in the popular Battlefield series. The Battlefield series has made a name for itself with large-scale battles and vehicular combat. The trend continues in Battlefield 1. The major difference here is that World War I setting. Despite the massive popularity of first-person shooters, the genre hasn't regularly visited World War I. Many believe the conflict wouldn't work in a first-person shooter, but Battlefield 1 sets out to prove them wrong. Battlefield 1's campaign spans many different aspects of World War I, from fighting in battle-torn villages of rural France to the blazing deserts of northern Africa. Battlefield 1 captures World War I and its epic scope. It also pays tribute to those who bravely fought. The opening tutorial presents you with impossible odds, fighting off waves of soldiers in a desolate wasteland, with bullets flying and green clouds of gas looking to slowly choke victims to death. When you die, you are told your soldier's name and their date of birth, a stark reminder of those who actually gave their lives in appalling scenarios such as this one that you'll find yourself playing in. Battlefield 1 then starts to thread a story through the mayhem. Rather than one long tale, we're presented with several shorter stories from various perspectives in different areas of the conflict. It's a fantastic idea. It allows each story to offer us different characters, weapons, vehicles and settings, while still staying true to World War I. Each of these stories are amazing to play through. The variety offered by this storytelling method is a perfect fit, and it kept things fast, varied and entertaining. The campaign is probably where most people will start, but the most hours we're likely to spend are in multiplayer. Battlefield 1 multiplayer offering is absolutely stunning. The capture and control gameplay that has formed the backbone of the series makes its return, but is now expanded. Operations is the major new addition to Battlefield 1's lineup. It links together several maps. Slight changes are made to battles following the outcome of the previous one, and short intros explain how one match will affect the next one. This makes the battles seem much more like part of a larger worldwide campaign than simply individual skirmishes. The maps are huge, so big that vehicles are far more than just novelty items. They're needed to effectively get around. Tanks, jeeps, planes, airships, trains and even horses can all be used to get around the maps. All have their place in the battlefield and provide even greater gameplay variety. Levolution is gone, but the maps of Battlefield 1 are incredibly destructible. It is now hard to play on other games that don't fall apart as you fight within them. Every level looks dramatically different by the end of a match. Being targeted by the opposing team and seeking refuge in a building is intense as walls get blown apart and buildings offer less and less protection when under fire. Classes are far more important in Battlefield 1 than in most recent shooters. Players who play to their class are far more likely to succeed. Points are given out for kills and captures, but also for playing to your class and helping your team. Being part of an effective squad is a wonderful experience. Having a combination of classes that are being played as they're meant to be played can have a huge difference to a battle. The multiplayer in Battlefield 1 is a stunning achievement. The huge maps still allow for regular, intense firefights that are exhilarating to be a part of. The new operations mode gives a greater purpose to matches, and class play is great fun. The behemoth vehicles add extra intensity to matches, and tactical options are vast. Battlefield 1 is an amazing experience. Graphically, it's beautiful. The sound design is top of its game. The campaign is interesting and varied, and the multiplayer is intense. To have created all of this within World War I is an amazing experience and a first-person shooting experience that will be hard to beat. Let us know what you thought of Battlefield 1 in the comments below, and please be sure to subscribe.
Voices. Jerry-raiding party.
The Germans aren't really known for giving up. They did everything they could to catch us. The dozen German machine guns at my back kinda encouraged me to keep my head down. No Man's Land was a maze of barbed wire, dead bodies, and debris. But I...
Bloody hell! Scheiße, ist das kalt.
Das ist dermaßen langweilig. Oh, nicht schon wieder.
rogue pilot who stole a plane, who killed his buddy, then lied, cheated, and murdered his way across half the Western Front, only to escape court-martial in the chaos of an air raid. But don't listen to any of that. What you heard from me is the truth. I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't. Would I?